Hello everybody! My name is Nick and I'm the Marketing and Activities Coordinator here at the American College of Norway. And the reason we are live today is because we would love for many of our new followers and people that have been thinking about studying at ACN to learn some more about our program, but also we're going to answer any questions you have. But previous to this, we sent out, we put a little Instagram story up saying, if you have any questions, please send them in. So we do have some great questions that you have sent in, and we're going to get to those soon. But we're going to give it a few seconds to let a few more people tune in, because we want to make sure that many people are able to watch this, because we have people all in Norway trying to watch this. We also have people from many of our U.S. partner schools watching this, as well as other Americans. And of course, the time difference can be anywhere from 6 to 9 hours. So I guess before we really get started with the program, like I said, the reason we're doing this is because we want to answer your questions. However, right now it is October, and American College of Norway, you can actually start in spring. So we have an application deadline coming for spring, and that is going to be October 15th for international students. So that means Americans that are hoping to come here and other international students that require a visa. We say October 15th. We want to make sure that you have time to get your visa processed so you can actually study here in Norway. And for Norwegians, if you want to start here in the spring, you totally can. But your deadline is not till later. It's going to be November 25th, so don't really worry too much about that. You obviously don't need a visa for studying here because you're here in Norway, but we want to make sure that you get all the documents ready so we can admit you, because our program starts in January. Also, if you were thinking of coming here next year in the fall, you can start applying too, because the deadline for those applications are going to be May 1st. So, those are some of the important deadlines that we wanted to inform you about. And without further ado, I would like to introduce ACN's Executive Director, Krista Lauritsen. And Krista's here with me as well to answer some of the questions you sent in. So we're going to cover topics about what a normal day at ACN is like, jobs in the U.S., just a kind of general understanding of what our program is like. And then, if you do have any questions that you want us to answer, please send them in. We're going to be able to answer anything you send in, and if you have anything later on that you forgot, just send it, because we love to help you. And ACN's mission is all about you. That's why it says on the website, ACN is all about you. So, I'm going to let Krista answer one of the first questions, which was a fantastic question that a prospective student sent in, and they were curious about what a typical day at ACN is like.
Oh, okay. So what I'd like to tell you about is our typical week. Start with a typical week, and we'll work it down to the typical day. Classes at ACN run from Monday to Thursday, and we have Fridays as a group work day, the administration's at the school, but a lot of our students use that as a time to travel and take it as a long weekend. So within the week, Monday through Thursday, you'll be taking 2 to 3 classes each day. So your schedule will be however you'd like it set up within the week, between 9 o'clock and 4 o'clock on a regular day, or 9 o'clock and 6:30 on a couple of days. Anyway, you're going to be choosing 4 or 5 of our 10 classes each semester. And you can set up your day a little bit however you'd like it, because Norwegian students, Lånekassa will require you to take 5 full classes while you're here, or 15 credits. But a lot of our Norwegian students choose to work while they go to ACN, and so they can kind of choose their classes based on what their work schedule would be like. American students who come here, because of visa requirements, you will have to take 12 credits as a full-time student. And of course, you know how the schedule works. You can set it up the way that you'd like to do it too. So you'd be taking 4 3-credit classes, or a mixture of whatever we have to offer that semester.
And I realized I kind of got a little too excited with the great questions that people sent in, and I realized that we should give you a nice overview of our program and why the program can really work for any student. So Krista gave a great introduction to the class schedule and what our Norwegian students take and our American students and what Monday through Thursday might look like. But why should a Norwegian thinking of going to the U.S. start their degree at ACN, and why should an American come here to study abroad? What would you say?
Easy. For Norwegian students, trying to decide what university to study at in the United States is a big chore. There are 4,000 universities to choose from, which means 4,000 different locations and 4,000 different price tags. So that's the kind of thing that we can help you with. If you know what you want to study, we talk about where you'd like to study it. If you don't know what you want to study, we help with that. It gives you a little bit more time. But at the same time, you're getting 1 year of your American bachelor's degree out of the way. So American College is part of the American system, and a bachelor's degree in the United States is 4 years. American College of Norway counts as one of those years. For American students, it's an amazing study abroad opportunity. Norway is a beautiful country. The people are very fluent in English, so it's a very comfortable place to study. And we're all here to help you. The working language is in English. Your classes are set up the same way as it would be at a regular university, so you're very comfortable with the system. But while you're here, we're going to give you lots of good ideas about where to travel, what other students have done before. Nick is an avid traveler, so he loves to share his experiences with students. We're just going to try to make your semester or year here the best possible time that you could have overseas.
And contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think we just have only Norwegian students or only American students. However, we do have students that study at ACN from other countries that do start their U.S. bachelor's degree here in Norway. So why should an international student thinking of going to the U.S. maybe stop in Norway first as a layover?
They have a kind of layover. Well, that's kind of the same reason that a Norwegian student would come to the American College of Norway, and that is because we will help to find a university that's the right fit for each student, but at the same time they're making sure that their English skills are up to the level that's required at an American university. We try to make sure that all of our students here understand what to expect at an American university so that there are little to no surprises, but also what does the university expect from you? So you're going to be getting all of this at the same time as you're getting some wonderful general education classes out of the way, and we can return to what type of classes that we have.
Most definitely.
But I would say that for international students wanting to study here, you're getting an American experience at a reasonable cost, and you're getting help choosing a university to continue at in the United States while you're going here.
And I think I would also add just to that, one great thing about our program is we are a very small program. So we admit only 70 students every academic year, and the reason we do that is because we want to make sure that every student is successful. So whether it's a Norwegian student, American student, a student from the Philippines, or a student from South Korea, because we have students from those countries this year, we want to make sure that they have that experience of getting to know their other classmates from around the world, but also we want to make sure that they have a really positive experience. And I think sometimes at the big institutions, people can get lost in the mix. And I think that's one thing ACN does really well is we try to integrate our students with other students, and we plan activities with each other. There's a very active campus life here, and you will have the opportunity as an American or international student to really meet Norwegian students that are really interested in learning more about American culture and various cultures. And the cool thing is a lot of these connections continue after ACN, because our students that do go to the U.S., they're able to meet up with their American friends. Some of them even go to the same school, and a lot of those friendships got started because of ACN.
And it lasted a lifetime.
Yep. So did you want to talk about some of the classes offered?
Sure. In the American system, and I'm sorry for you Americans who already understand this, but the liberal arts education is new for Norwegians and international students. But in the American system, the bachelor's degree, which is 4 years, offers a variety of classes in general areas of study. So no matter what you want to study, if you want to be an engineer, if you want to be a pilot or an artist, the liberal arts system gives you the opportunity to study for example, communications, a little psychology, because you're always going to be dealing with people. So learning a little bit more about human nature and broadening your horizons is going to give you a leg up in the job market afterwards and within your career. That's always a part of every degree in the United States. So the classes at ACN are those types of classes. They're general. They can be part of your full degree, which is typically the four-year degree, and part of them are the generals. Part of the degree is what you're going to study as your major, and the rest you work with an advisor to take classes that complement what you want to study and what you want to do afterwards. But the classes that we offer here are usually in the first or the last category, enabling you to choose to apply to any U.S. university. So you can take the credits with you. They all transfer. University of North Dakota is our school of record, which means that no matter what university you choose, you will have a transcript from the University of North Dakota. If you choose to go to the University of North Dakota, easy peasy, your credits just go straight into the university. Maybe I could say a couple words about choosing universities and our partner universities.
Yes, of course.
I don't know if we have any other questions that have come in yet.
Yeah, and that's a good reminder. If you have a question, please write it below in the comment section, because that way we can address it later. We do have 3 other topics that were sent in by students that they want to cover. So as Chris is talking about the next topic, please send us a question, because we would love to answer it. Oh, and that's a great question. So should we answer it now, or should we talk more about our partner schools and whatnot?
Why don't I just finish up with the partner schools?
Yep.
And then we'll go on. Thank you for the question. ACN has 8 partner universities which we work with, and they send American students to us, they send American faculty to us, and our Norwegian students can choose any of those universities. They will be given some preferences with regard to housing. They will be contacted about what scholarships are available, and you will know early on what each university will be able to offer you. But at the same time, having said that, you don't have to choose a partner university. The American College of Norway will help you with any application to any U.S. university. We'll help you to try to figure out what's best for you based on what you want to study, how much you want to spend, because that's also a factor, and where you want to be in the United States. Because the American university system is a lifestyle. So if you want to learn to surf, maybe you want to choose something near the water and warm. If you want to go snowboarding in the afternoons, then we talk about Montana and all kinds of wonderful states. So our partner universities, should we go through them?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay, our partner university that we've had the longest is the University of North Dakota. Every year, Norwegian students choose that university for its affordability. We then have Adelphi University on Long Island, outside, about 45 minutes train ride outside of New York City. We have Pace University, which has 2 campuses, one in downtown Manhattan and one in Pleasantville, right outside of the city. We have Westchester University, outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. We have Southern New Hampshire University, which is in New Hampshire, oddly enough, it's Southern New Hampshire. We have Springfield College in Massachusetts, which is our newest partner. We have, running back, I'm thinking of the states in the United States, running back to North Dakota, we have Mayville State, which is a smaller school in North Dakota. And we have Hult Business School, and they have campuses in London, in Boston, and San Francisco. Each year some of our students choose those. So we have those to offer you. We also have representatives from those schools that come here and talk about it. But again, you can choose to apply to any school in the United States, and we help you.
Good.
So what's the question?
The question is actually a really great question. So they said, do we have to take any kind of entrance test for this college?
Okay, if you are a Norwegian student, then there are no entrance tests required. If you're an American student, same thing, no entrance exams required. If you're coming from one of our university partners in the United States, there is a required grade point average, which is usually about 2.5 before you can study abroad. If you're an international student, you must assume that you'll have to take an English language test or prove your English language proficiency. But for Norwegians and Americans and England, Australia, New Zealand, no entrance exam is required. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean that you will be exempt from entrance exams going to a U.S. university. So we talk about all of that while you go here. Some universities will require an SAT test, which is a general knowledge exam, which you can take in Oslo during the year that you're here. Some universities will require you to take an English language proficiency exam. So you could take the TOEFL, which means Test of English as a Foreign Language, or another test called the IELTS. So you have to have a particular score on that. But that's one of the things about coming to the American College of Norway. Your English skills, for non-Americans of course, will raise considerably within the first month. You'll notice how easy it is with conversation, and it's just going to become second nature. So your exam scores will be much better after having spent some time at ACN.
Thank you for sending that question. That's a great question. I think we should cover the next topic. And the next topic that someone sent in previously was they were asking about job offers and the importance of international experience and why should people study abroad. So this definitely can work for both American students, international students, and Norwegian students. So why should people take an international experience?
Oh, first of all, for your own personal well-being, you learn so much about yourself. That's just kind of a given. When I studied abroad, I was asked questions by people that just around me who were curious about the United States, but questions that I never really thought about and felt that I needed to know more about before I could answer them. But also, we talk to all of our students about the importance of having an international education when you're done and in the job market. We have had visitors from major companies in Norway who have said that they will not hire a person in their company without global experience. That means if they have 2 applications in front of them and one student has just studied in one country all of their lives, but another student has had even a short-term, semester-long international experience, and everything else was basically the same, they would hire that person that had the international experience. So there are global companies, and our students have reported back to us that they have gotten into interviews that they never would have gotten into if they hadn't had an American degree.
And I guess to piggyback off of that question, because we had a similar question that came into us about work, could you maybe talk more about work opportunities in the U.S. after graduation? So this is for Norwegian students or international students that study in the U.S. that want to work and get some work experience in the U.S. How can they do that? Is that possible?
Sure. While you're a student in the United States, as a Norwegian, you'll be limited to working on campus if you choose to have a job. You aren't allowed on a student visa to work off of campus and make money. But once you're done with your degree, and in your very last year of studies over there, your university will talk to you about an opportunity called OPT, which means Optional Practical Training. And it also means that you can apply to stay in the United States for up to 1 year longer if you can get a job within your field. So once you're done with your bachelor's degree, which will take usually 3 years after your time at ACN, you can apply through your international office at the university, they know all about this, for OPT, working within your field, which is also a wonderful thing to be able to have on your CV that you not only have a degree, but you actually have some work experience in it. Many of our students do go on to get master's degrees and PhDs as well, so they might skip that optional practical training and do something with that later. But it's always an option. During that year, if you were to be offered a full-time job, then you can apply for a work permit or what they call a green card to continue as well. But each university will help you. Once you're at that university, they have international offices and all kinds of people in your department that can give you good advice.
If anyone has any other questions, we're going to be live for a few more minutes so we can take some of those questions. But there was another question that came in, and this question was, is there going to be an open house? And yes, every single year we have an open house, and we invite students down to our campus in Moss, which is here, and that's one of the beautiful streets that ACN is on, where you've seen the buses and people walking back and forth. So we are located right near the center. So for you Americans, coming here, Moss is a smaller town. However, you have easy access on foot to all the places downtown. There's tons of restaurants, cafes, shopping, grocery stores, and then the train station is about a 15-minute walk. So if you're thinking of studying abroad here, Moss is a fantastic place to live. There's a great student environment here on campus with our Norwegian and international students. And Moss has tons to offer, and you're only 40 minutes from Oslo, so you can easily go into Oslo whenever you feel like it, and then come back to your home away from home, which is most Americans say this place is. But I just want to point that out because we deliberately picked a space to have this Instagram Live with a nice background. So if you want to learn more about ACN and Moss and you're an American student, definitely check out a lot of resources we have. We have a lot of YouTube videos. We have a lot of posts on Instagram. And one important thing, I guess, for every student that's been watching this is ACN's been around for, this is our 27th school year?
Yep.
Yeah. So we've sent over 2,000 students, well, we've had over 2,000 students in general at ACN. And that definitely means we have someone to connect you with. So if you're an American thinking of studying here, we can easily get you in contact with current American students or American students from your home institution, or for Norwegians if you're thinking of going to the University of Wyoming, or if you're thinking of going to the University of North Dakota, or if you're thinking of going to any school, we can try to connect you with students because we've sent students to most states, if not all states.
Pretty close to all.
So we really try to work on helping you out the best we can. So that was a long introduction to the open house day. But ACN's open house this year is going to be Friday, March 13th, Friday the 13th, at 3 p.m. And we're going to post information about it on Instagram, on Facebook, on everything. But we just wanted to let you know that March 13th, we're going to have the open house at ACN. And that is a fantastic opportunity to come down to ACN to meet current students. And the fun thing about that time is, in March, a lot of our Norwegian students have kind of figured out where they're going to go study. So they're going to be talking about, I'm thinking of going to this school. I've applied to this school. And you get to hear their experience of why they did a pit stop at ACN first en route to the U.S. You also get to meet some American students and find out what their experiences what their experiences in Norway have been. And you get a tour of the campus. You get to see our awesome on-campus dorms, which are just about a 3-minute walk from the main building ACN is located in. But like I said, we will publish the information on our social media very soon. We'll create a Facebook event. But if you can't come to the open house on March 13th, don't worry. All you have to do is contact us, and we can set up a time for you to come down here. Please email us, though. You can send it to info@americancollege.no to set up a time, and we'll get you in contact with the correct person to organize a time for you to come, because we'd love to organize a time when we can get a current student to give you a tour. They can show you the dorms, and you can also sit and chat with the ACN staff.
And sit in on a class if you want to. Be able
Yes.
to lie on the wall and see what it's like. For those of you maybe in America who wouldn't be able to join us that way, we're happy to give you a virtual tour. So just contact us and we can put you in touch with people who are here, and we can even walk you through the dorms, FaceTime or something like that. But
we can maybe go live for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
We definitely want to accommodate to all of our students. So we have a big student body population. So we really just want to make sure that we answer the correct questions. So if you have any questions after this, after you watch this and you thought, okay, that was great information, but I didn't learn about this, send us a DM. Send us an email. Contact us, because we would love to answer it and help you out. But there were 2 things I remember I forgot.
I have 2 things too.
Okay.
And maybe they're the same things. If anyone is interested in getting some very specific written information, we're happy to send them out. For example, if you want to see what our weekly schedule looks like now, happy to send it. Send a DM send to info@americancollege.no. We'll send it to you. This isn't exactly these aren't the classes that we would have next semester or in the fall, but you'll get an idea of what your day would be like. Or if you're interested in the academic calendar to see what kind of breaks we have, we'd be happy to send that to you. Or anything else that you want, maybe the description, very detailed description of the classes for next semester. Let us know and we'll be sending them to you, but we would need an email address eventually for that.
Yes. That was one of mine.
Okay. You want to do the next one or should I?
Let's see if it's the same. The other one I was going to say was, I forgot to mention, one of the reasons we're having this early too is because we want to make sure that our students that are planning to come for spring have a place to live, because our on-campus dorms are awesome on-campus dorms. And maybe we can even do a walkthrough of the dorms one day on an Instagram Live to show you more of what it looks like. But there's tons of pictures, videos on our online resources. But if you want to live on campus, which Americans, of course, you were living on campus, and for Norwegians, it's super fun to live on campus because there's tons of activities in the evening. Students get together on campus just to study for their classes. So even if you live in Oslo and you think, I can commute back and forth, we do have most students live on campus. Now, there's limited availability. So the sooner you apply to our program, the sooner we can evaluate your documents that you send in, the sooner we can let you know if you have a place on the on-campus apartments. So that's super important. So like I said, October 15th, that is the deadline for spring for American and international students. Norwegians, you are November 25th. So,
but if you want to be guaranteed housing, apply earlier than that, because the housing disappears quickly and we would love to be able to accommodate you.
Yes. And I guess all you have to do to apply is go to our website, but that link is actually in the description of our Instagram bio. So you can click that and you just fill out the easy application. And then after that, you're going to get a confirmation email that just says, thank you for applying. Then you need to send in specific documents. So once we get all those documents, that's when we can really let you know. And it usually takes around 2 weeks to give you an answer once we have those documents if you're admitted to the American College of Norway. And I don't have anything else for the Instagram Live.
Nor do I, but I hope that you contact us if you have any questions. We'll try to answer them to the best of our ability.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. And if you have any other questions, like Krista and I have said multiple times, send them to us. We'd love to help you out, and we'd love to see you at ACN. Oh, okay, great question before we end it. Then we'll end it because that's a fantastic question. How early is it to apply? How early do you recommend applying?
As early as possible. So for those who are interested in the spring semester, for January start, apply today, tomorrow, this weekend. Get it in. Make sure you get your housing. For summer school, our deadline is usually around March 1st, March 15th. We'll have 2 summer school classes, and you'll be able to read more about those online on our website when we get them posted, which will be in the next month. Or for the fall semester, our application deadline is actually May 1st. But like Nick said, we have rolling admissions. So once you send in your application and the correct documents, you'll get an answer usually under 14 days, but for sure within 14 days.
So yes, it's never too early.
No.
So apply. We've had people already apply for next year.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking of coming here next year, just apply. Okay, so thank you, and we look forward to seeing many of your applications. And if you have any other questions, please send them our way. And have a good evening, Norwegians, and have a good morning, Americans.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.